Hi, everybody. First, before we do anything, take a second and enjoy. Today is Friday. Woo! Okay, you made it. You made it through your third week of online learning. And the good news is that spring break is coming up. It's Friday. We're coming around the corner. So, congratulations on making it to Friday, and let's keep going. Okay. Now, before you guys do any science, maybe it's the first thing in the morning, it's like 9 a.m. and you're starting your science. Maybe you woke up late, you're going to do it later. Maybe you did a different class first. Either way, I want you to choose one thing that you're going to do for yourself to make today like kind of a better day. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to go for a run today. I think that's going to make me feel good. Choose something. Maybe it's like I'm going to take a nap. Maybe it's like I'm going to eat my favorite lunch. Maybe it's like I'm going to hide in the closet for a minute so nobody can talk to me. Whatever it is, just choose something that you're going to do for yourself. All right, let's get back down to business. All right, today we are going to assess our work and we're going to make revisions. So at the end of this presentation today, you'll know exactly what I want you to do to assess the work that you've done so far. And you're going to be able to make any updates to your work so that when I go to give it a grade on Monday, you know you're turning in your absolute best work. So the way that we're going to do this is we're going to use a rubric. So I want to show you a little bit what a rubric is. Maybe you've seen these in other classes. Either way, here's a fun example of one. This is a breakfast in bed rubric. So I Googled, I found this picture of somebody having breakfast in bed. I don't know. But I'm going to go ahead. I want to show you a little bit how to use a rubric to analyze. So I'm going to look at each category. The first one is food. And based on what I see in the picture and then what I see here as my criteria for what score I'm going to give this breakfast in bed, I'm going to pick the one that's aligned. So if it was not a very good breakfast, it would say, okay, the food was cold or too hot. It's not seasoned well. Maybe it's undercooked. If it's a little bit better than that, maybe the food is like cold or just some is cold or whatever. And some of the food isn't that good. If this was like meeting the bar at a 3, it would be like the food is all at the right temperature, it's seasoned well, and the person who's going to eat it likes it that way. And then finally, the food is absolutely perfect. Everybody loves it, and there's extras. So if I'm looking at this breakfast, looks like she's got some extra stuff here on the side. I'm going to say, since I can't taste it, she looks really happy. So I'm going to say this person gets a 4 for their food. So I'm going to go ahead. 4 for the food. All right, good job. Okay. All right, presentation. They could be missing something. Something might be dirty. The food is served on a clean tray with a napkin, some decorations. Let's see. This would say, so if it was perfect, it would be that the food was served on a clean tray with a napkin and silverware, and it's absolutely like just amazing. This looks good to me. It doesn't look like fantastic. I mean, it looks nice. I'm going to give this one a 3. So far, this person's doing pretty good. This is probably why it was on Google. Okay, so I'm going to give them a 3 for their presentation. Comfort. All right, if you've done a bad job of breakfast in bed, then you didn't help them sit up. They were rushed. She looks like she's got plenty of time. Let's see. 2, the wake up is a little abrupt. Maybe they're struggling to sit up. Maybe they're rushed a little bit. Number 3 says the recipient spoken gently. I don't know. She doesn't look that comfortable. It looks like her head is like on a bar, right? Doesn't it look like that? I'm going to give this a 2. She looks like a little less comfortable. I think she's just smiling because she knows there's a picture being taken. All right. I'm going to give her a 2. Okay. So now that I've scored all the different parts of the rubric, I can add up my score. So a 2 plus a 3 plus a 4. See, that would be a 9. 9 out of a total points would be 4, 4, and 4. So 9 out of 12. Not bad. That's how I'm going to use my rubric, okay? Hope that helps a little bit to help you understand. Now, if I go to our rubric, this is our rubric. I'm going to delete these. This is the one that I'm using to assess your model. So I made a example of the assignment. I did my own version of a diffusion model, and I am going to go ahead and assess using my rubric. So for my first criteria is the diffusion model. If this is excellent, then the picture of the model is going to show particles moving from an area of low concentration to high. If it's okay, it might show diffusion partially, or the model could be incomplete. And then the first, if it was a 1, then there would mean there are no pictures or they don't show diffusion. So let's go look at my model. I'm going to come down here. Looks like we just passed it. Okay, this is my model. So my diffusion section is in this blue highlighted thing. So when I go to my model, I'm going to sort of use a blue highlighted text to make some notes here. Okay, so does my model show diffusion? Does it show particles moving in? So I have an egg here. I took the shell off using vinegar, and then I placed it into some red dyed water. And the water from the red water is diffusing into the membrane of the egg. So these picture 1 and picture 2 are actually the same egg. So this might be a little vague. What I'm thinking right now is that it does show diffusion, but if a teacher saw this, they might be not entirely certain. So I'm going to go ahead down to my model. I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, okay, I think right now I'm at a 2. And the reason for that, my self-score is going to be a 2. I'm going to explain. Pictures show diffusion, but might be a little vague. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to use that feedback for myself, and I'm going to go ahead and add in here some more details. Okay, egg inside the membrane has very little water. Okay, a low concentration of water. Oops. Let's go back here and explain the red water from the glass has diffused into the membrane around the egg. The water, let's see. The egg is bigger and red to prove that the water diffused into the egg. Okay, now I've given myself some more details. I'm sort of proving that my model makes sense. I might go look at my explanation of my model. What diffused in my model? The water, the dyed red model, or the dyed red water diffuses from the outside of the egg to the inside of the egg. I like that. I feel confident about that. Inside the egg was low concentration. Outside of the egg was a high concentration. Okay, I feel good about those things. I'm gonna go ahead. This is where I was. Maybe I've updated it, whatever. All right, explanation. Now, in my criteria 2, this is my explanation 4. Let's see how well I could do. So the answer includes details about the process of diffusion and explains the function of at least one biomolecule. So I need to have details and I need to have a function of a biomolecule. The answer, so that would be a 3. I'm going to go up here and see if I have that for a 3. Diffusion is an essential biological process because it is important for cells to get what they need. Molecules are needed for cellular respiration. I'm going to go back to my criteria. Did this have details? I don't think so. So I'm going to highlight this part. This was sort of my explanation. I'm going to use my green. And that was kind of vague. Let's see. Here's my function. Cellular respiration. I have one function. That's good. Let's see. I'm going to come back down here and decide. Explanation 4. I don't think that I had enough details. Let's see. I think my answer is not detailed enough. So I'm going to highlight that section. And I'm going to highlight this section because I did have the function of one molecule. So I can prove that based on my score. I think overall I'm going to give myself a 2 here. I'm going to explain why. My answer was vague. Even though I have one function, I didn't say which biomolecule is needed for cell respiration. So that's another thing I'm going to make sure I fix. Okay, writing. So here is my last section, the writing section. Answers use full sentences and accurate science vocabulary. Answers use some full sentences and the vocabulary is used, but inaccurately or not enough. Okay, so I do have to have a lot of vocabulary. Answers are not in full sentences. Answers use no vocabulary. All right, I'm going to go look up here again. I'm going to look at explanation 4. So I have one vocabulary word here. I'm going to go ahead and highlight it. Biomolecules, that's a vocab. Cell respiration would be one. Okay, so I have 3. Let's see, I have 3 vocabulary words. And they're all in full sentences. Okay, so all full sentences. That seems good to me. I have 3 vocabulary words and I have all full sentences. I'm going to give myself a 3 there. I'm going to say used 3 vocabulary words and wrote in all full sentences. Okay, so overall, my score for myself has been 2 2s and a 3. So this is okay. Oh wait, let's see, I said this one. Yeah, I would say this is okay, right? I know I can do better than this. So I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to use this feedback. I might have gotten a comment from Mr. Turbin or myself. I'm going to use the feedback that I gave myself here, and I'm going to use that to either add some details to my model like I did here. I'm going to add in some information. I might check these answers and make sure they're totally accurate. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to rewrite my explanation here in this section that says final explanation. This is sort of the big chunk of work that I'm going to do today. I'm going to make sure to continue to use my vocabulary words and full sentences, but I'm going to add more detail and be more specific about my biomolecule. And I'm going to include more details in my model. Okay, so I know what I'm going to do today. I know how I'm going to use my rubric. I would like you guys to go ahead and do the same thing. So this is your to-do list for living environment today. You're going to finish this Edpuzzle video. Congratulations, you're done. I've already crossed it off. You need to self-assess on the rubric, and I'm going to know that's done because you'll have the self-score and the explanation filled out on all 3 of those. And then I'm going to go ahead, revise number 4. That's going to go here in my final explanation for number 4. And then I'm going to do my exit ticket reflection. That's just a Google form, same as it has been in the past, okay? So if you guys have questions about this, if you have a comment on your document and you're not sure what it means, feel free to comment on that comment, and myself or Mr. Turbin or Miss Tata will help you. If you want to send us an email, if you want to come to office hours, all of those things are available to you. I hope that getting back to the work and going to revise it is helpful. I hope you've learned something about using a rubric. And with that, I wish you guys luck. Make sure you turn this in before Monday morning so you can get a great score for it, okay?